No, I work for KFYR in Bismarck. I don't know if you guys are from around here. Where are you guys from? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's an NBC station around here. So I
Hey, Mikey, how you doing? Any score on Richardson and Mott from the from the Hettinger, Hettinger and Stark County play-in game? Is there any? It's all over, huh?
Yeah.
What did he want? Well, I'm ready anytime you are ready, so. Yeah, sounds good. Let's do that. Thanks. Yep. Crap, I need to go out and dance, but I guess we will.
Community Bank and Trust Ballpark, Astoria Field, home of the 2018 American Legion Central Plains Regional Baseball Tournament. Our second loser-out game today is game number 10 between Tri-City Red of New Brighton, Minnesota, post 513, and the C&H Construction Bulldogs, Burke, Omaha, Nebraska, post number 1. This evening's 7 o'clock game between the two undefeated teams features the West Fargo, North Dakota Patriots, post 308, versus Dubuque County, Iowa, post 137. Our business sponsor for this game, game number 10, is Dickinson State University.
Thank you much, Jim Dow. Thank you much, Mike Renner. And you know what? We're going to head right back to the KDIX studios and take a break from our pregame sponsors. We're just about getting ready to go here. Tri-City comes in 32-9. Omaha, C&H Construction, 42-10. It's a loser-out game that was scheduled to start a bit ago, and we're running just a little bit behind. We're scheduled for 4:30, a pretty lengthy Rapid City post-22 victory over Millard west of Omaha, Nebraska. By a score of 5-4, set us back a bit, but let's take our 2-minute timeout, then back with our Just and Glass starting lineups on KDIX.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for game 10 of the tournament. For the visiting team, C&H Construction. The Bulldogs of Burke, Omaha, Nebraska, post number 1. Second baseman number 27, Tyler Gates. The shortstop number 5, Bobby Jackson. Out in right field number 44, Noah Olson. Left fielder number 20, Josh Dickey. Wearing number 8, the designated hitter, Jack Lortz. Number 10, the first baseman, Cade Dunnan. Third baseman, number 11, Nick Hall. Wearing number 22 and catching, Austin Otter. In center field, number 3, Connor McElderry. And the pitcher, number 6, Zach Munson. Reserve players in the bat boy can join the team on the field. Coaches for the Bulldogs, Scott Hodges and Ian Malik. For the home team on the scoreboard, Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota, post 513. The starting lineup, the left fielder number 2, Jonah Sparks. Number 3, the center fielder, Brett Bateman. At third base, wearing number 9, Carter Trutchick. The pitcher, number 10, John Solfest. Wearing number 19 and playing first base, Ben Jeffco.
Hey, thank you much, Mike. As we come back, a quick glance at our Justin Glass starting lineups for both of these ball clubs. Let's begin with the visitors on the scoreboard. Take a look at both defensive alignments. For Omaha, C&H Construction Omaha, it'll be McElderry in center field, and in left field it'll be Josh Dickey. Right field, Noah Olson. Across the infield, Nick Hall at third. Bobby Jackson will be at shortstop. Tyler Cate will be at second base. Cade Dungan will be at first base. Zach Munson on the mound, and Austin Otter behind the plate. Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, they will be the home team. On the mound, John Solfest. Matt Harold will be behind the plate. Ben Jepke at first base. Carter Tracek at third base. Hunter Alt at shortstop. Will Rogers at second base. Ty Keene in right field. Left field, Jonas Sparks. And Brett Bateman will be your center fielder. Again, Tri-City Red, New Brighton, 32-9. C&H Construction Omaha, 42-10. Omaha last night fell to Dubuque County, Iowa, 12-1. Tri-City yesterday defeated Wayzata in extra innings, 10-5. Tri-City on the first day lost to West Fargo, 6-5. And Omaha C&H Construction defeated Dickinson 12-1 on the first day. So one of these teams, the season will end. Well, it's about 4:45, probably around 6:30 or so. And for one of the other teams, they'll stay alive tomorrow to play another day. Let's take a break from our pregame sponsor. We did that already. Let's take a break from our good friends at Justin Glass. We never start a game till we hear from Coca-Cola. So let's do that. We'll be back in 90 seconds with the Tri-City Red and also matching up against C&H Construction of Omaha. Back after this.
Keep a stout heart in defeat. Keep my pride under in victory. Keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Good luck to both of you.
Singing our national anthem this afternoon is Rochelle Klein.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Rochelle Klein. Good luck to both teams. Let's play ball.
Well, there you go, our national anthem, and we're just about set to get this one underway. Again, Omaha C&H Construction will be the visitors on the scoreboard, 42-10. Tri-City Red, New Brighton, Minnesota, the home team at 32-9. The batting order for C&H Construction, Tyler Cate will lead it off. Bobby Jackson hits number 2. Noah Olson number 3. Josh Dickey, the left fielder, hits cleanup. Jack Lortz will be at the designated hitter role. Again, Cade Dungan at first base. Nick Hall at third base. Austin Otter, the catcher. And Connell McElderry will be the center fielder. Zach Munson will be on the mound for the Omaha C&H Construction. He will not bat in this ballgame. C&H Construction comes in the tournament. They are hitting at an average of .318 on the season, on the tournament, is CNH. They are led on the batting side of things in this tournament. Josh Dickey, 3 for 5, and he is hitting a pretty good clip at 600. And also 2 for 4 for Noah Olson. Olson is at 500 in the tournament. And the other multiple hit guy is Tyler Cate. Cate hitting at 400. He is 2 for 5 also in the tournament. Pitching-wise, Tri-City on the mound again. The right-hander, John Solfest, is going to work today. Solfest did pitch a bit earlier in the tournament. I believe it was, thinking on Wednesday, he just went an inning and 2/3, and he did not walk a batter, struck out 1 batter in the ball game. Worked an inning and 2/3. Was tagged with the loss in that first ball game. So he is 0-1 in the tournament. His ERA, well, let's see, 12.60 is his ERA. Well, let's get this one underway. Both teams dressed in red today. Why, I don't know, but they both are. Omaha will lead it off. Pitch in there to Cate for a strike. Almost identical. Those uniforms are almost identical. In fact, they are identical, with the exception of the sleeves. This is a bouncer by Cate down to the first baseman, fielded there by the first baseman, Jepke, and that's going to be an easy put out of Cate, 3 unassisted. So 3 unassisted on the put out, and that will bring to the plate the number 2 hitter, Bobby Jackson. Jackson 1 for 5 in the tournament. He's walked a couple of times and driven in a run, has Jackson. Well, now they're going to say they're safe at first. Huh. Okay. Give an error. All right. I'll call it an error. So let's change that. He's still 2 for 6 in the tournament, but down at first base is Cate. All right. So Cate safe at first. Bobby Jackson will step to the plate. Jackson hits from the right-hand side. Jackson again 1 for 5 in the tournament. Fakes the bunt. Pitches high and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Well, we're at 100 degrees. 100 degrees we hit today. Record high 104. Didn't get there. Throw over to first base, and Cate back in easily. Throw again. Cate right back in easily. Tri-City red. CNH Construction. Tri-City out of Minneapolis. CNH Construction out of Omaha. Now let's see what we've got. Little shout to the dugout that time. Might be a team warning against Tri-City. So we're ready to go back to work. And ready on the mound. Open stance by Jackson, the shortstop for CNH Construction. Pitch on the way. Outside, throw back to first and back in safely at first base is Cate. They're working on Cate. Count goes to 2-0 over at first base. Couple of throws by the right-hander, Solfest, and now one by the catcher, Harold. Cate in safely both times. Here comes the 2-0 delivery. Bunt attempt down the first baseline. Foul ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, so 2-1 the count. So a 2-1 count. So 2-1 count. Thank you, Trace. Ready to go back to work. Another bunt, nicely done. Solfest will field it. This time they get the out at first base. 1-3, sacrifice bunt, nicely done by Jackson. Moves the runner over to second, Cate. 1 down. That'll bring Noah Olson to the plate, so Olson will step up to the plate. So Olson getting ready to step up to the plate. So Olson readies himself. Yum, thank you. Over to third base, and out at third base is Kate, so he's retired at third for out number 2. So they finally got Kate, tried at first, thought about it at second, got him at third. And 2 down now, the count 1-0 to Olson. Pitch on the way, high and away for a ball. 2-0 the count. Olson in the tournament, 2 for 4. That's a home run, walked 3 times, and has driven in 3, so he's had a really solid tournament. I just can't get over how these 2 teams are almost wearing identical jerseys. Outside corner, nice pitch, count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike, so 3-1 the count. Again ready. Solfest trying to close out this inning. Started with an error, a sacrifice bunt, a throw out at third, and the count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes, so 3-2 the count. So a 3-2 count. Olson ready at the plate, pitch on the way, high and away for a ball, base on ball. Walk number 1 for Solfest. Josh Dickey coming to the plate. Dickey, 3 for 5 in the tournament, hitting at .600, 2 RBIs. He rips that one in the center field, and guess what? He's 4 for 6. He's got a solid base hit. Down to second goes Olson. And Dickey, with that base hit, continues his hot hitting here in the tournament. Both he and Olson hitting the ball pretty well. Lortz to the plate. Jack Lortz hits from the right-hand side. Pitch on the way to Lortz. High in the air on the infield. That should bring an end to the top half of the first inning. First baseman got gathered in and got gathered out. And finally coming down with it is Jepke over at first base. And that'll go as an F3 putout. So for Omaha C&H Construction, a lot of action in the top half of the first. But they come up with no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error on Tri-City, the Red, and there were no runs scored in the inning, and 1 man left on base. Half inning in the books. It is C&H Construction of Omaha, Nebraska, nothing. The Tri-City Red coming to bat on KDIX will do it in 60 seconds. Thank you much. As we come back to Astoria Field, no scores. We go to the bottom of the first. Tri-City again, 32-9. Their batting order looks like this again. It'll be Jonas Sparks leading it off. Brett Bateman will follow. Carter, Tracek will hit number 3. John Solfest, the pitcher, will hit cleanup. Ben Jepke, first baseman, hits number 5. Will Rogers, number 6. Ty Keene hits number 7. Hunter Alt, number 8. And Matt Harold, the catcher, hits number 9. So again, it's a battle of red teams this afternoon. Almost identical uniforms. I guess let's take a look. The Tri-City Red jerseys, kind of gray pants. Omaha, red jerseys, white pants. Omaha's got a big white stripe across. So does Tri-City, but they've got a black stripe across the top and the bottom of the white stripe. So a little bit of a different uniform, but not much. A lot of red out on the field. First pitch misses for a ball from the right-hander, Zach Munson of C&H Construction. That one right at the belt, right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike, so 1-1. The count evens up. So the 1-1 count. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. Bounce towards the shortstop. Up with it. Jackson. Boy, down the line quickly was Sparks, but Jackson does get him on the 6-3 putout, so 1 up, 1 down. And that will bring Brett Bateman to the plate. Bateman coming into this ball game. 9 at-bats. He's having a good tournament. 4 for 9 for Brett. Sparks, by the way, was 3 for 7. Both these teams hit the ball pretty solid. Again ready on the mound. Pitch outside corner fastball in there for a strike. Zach Munson works quickly. 0-1 the count. Munson he works from the stretch, not the windup. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. Inside and low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, we're in the top of the first. Got a little bit of a late start. Again, that first ball game over 2 hours. That was won by Rapid City 5-4, eliminating Millard west of Omaha, Nebraska. Here comes the pitch. Curveball, nicely done. 1-2. So Dickinson, Millard West, and Wyzetta have been eliminated. We're heading towards the final 4 in this tournament. West Fargo and Dubuque County will be there tomorrow, no matter what they do in the last game tonight. Rapid City has joined them, so 3/4 of the final 4 field for Saturday is filled. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. That pitch just missed. This one now off the third base side and out of play. Count stays at 2-2. And of course, tomorrow now we got to remember they match up teams. They try to do so if they don't want them to play again if they've already previously met in the tournament. So that can change your teams and your teams where they could be. Now Rapid City's scheduled to play at 2. That could possibly change. They could maybe be moved down, or that's depending upon what happens with this ball game and then what happens with the next ball game. Again, ready to go to work. The pitch at a count of 3-2 on the way. Hit hard in the right field. That'll be a base hit. Solid hit for Bateman, who is now 5 for 10 in the tournament. The left-handed hitting center fielder, and he's down at first base. Well, both of these teams have kind of nice representations here at the ballpark. As we said, our high today 100, tomorrow about 100, and then Sunday about 102. So it's going to be a hot weekend. But we are down. I guess the good news is today 3 games, tomorrow we're down to 2, and Sunday 1, possibly 2. So here's the pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. So an 0-1 count. Now tomorrow we'll stay at 2 and 4:30. And then Sunday we'll go at noon, and if necessary, we would go at 2:30. That would be the finale. Throw over to first, and ball knocked down by the first baseman, Jepke, and the count stays at 0-1. Again, Munson, he'll take a look over there. Right-handed hitter, Carter Tracek. Tracek again, ready at the plate. Pitches up high, good eye. He takes it for a ball. 1-1 to count. Tracek also having a great tournament. He is 5 for 8 in the tournament. Top 3 guys really hitting the ball well for Tri-City in this tournament. This one bounced towards the third baseman. Nicely done. Up with it over to first for the attempted double play, but they couldn't get it, hustling down the line. Tracek beats it out. He'll reach on the fielder's choice to put out Nick Hall. To Tyler Cade at second for the force out. That goes 5-4. And down to first base, reaching on the fielder's choice is Tracek. Pitcher John Solfest to the plate, 2 for 7 in the tournament, 286. Tri-City hitting at 439 as a team in this tournament. And they're ready to go to work at the plate with the cleanup hitter and pitcher. Solfest up there, takes it. low, and it bounces away, but not far enough for anybody to advance. So Tracek stays at first base. Tri-City again lost to West Fargo 6-5. Beat Wazetta yesterday 10-5. So they come in their third game of the tournament. They are 1-1 like Omaha C&H Construction. Here comes the pitch, right side, out of play. Over towards the tent area. They have some picnic tables set up underneath tents over there. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes, so 1-2 the count. Last night, some fans used it. Some teams are over there. Tonight, or this afternoon, it is basically empty this afternoon. Here comes the delivery, low and away for a ball. I want to say 2-2 on the count, but scoreboard's got 2-1, but I think it is a 2-2 count. 2-1, they'll go. We'll go with 2-1. Throw over there. Bounces away from the first baseman and down to second base. Will go Tracek. So that'll be, he's going to rule an error. Yep, an error in the throw by the pitcher. So E1. So both teams now have committed an error. Tri-City again, 32-9. C&H Construction out of Omaha, 42-10. Two excellent teams. One will have to go home and one will get to stay. 2-1 count coming now to Solfest. The runner on second, Tracek for the red. This one hit into left field, coming hard, reaching back and grabbing it. Is the left fielder down around the hip. Nice play out there by Josh Dickey in left field for out number 3. And Tri-City goes down, coming up with no runs. There was 1 hit in the top or bottom of the first, 1 C&H Construction Omaha error, and 1 man left on base. 1 complete on the CHI St. Alexis Cell scoreboard. It's a 0-0 score between C&H Construction Omaha and the red, Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota. We're back in 1 minute.
Again, a big thanks to Tori Nelson from Therapy Solutions here in Dickinson, the athletic trainer here donating her time for the tournament.
Back with you at Astoria Field, top of the second. Cade Duggan, the first baseman, will lead it off. That pitch low and away to Cade, and the count goes to 1-0, so 1-0 count. Cade again readies himself. Pitch on the way. Did he get the corner? Nope, outside for ball 2. So 2-0. Cade in the tournament, not a lot of at-bats. He is 1 for 2, has 3 RBIs though. Pitch low and away for a ball, or high and away, I should say, for a ball. And the count goes to 3-0. Cade with 3 RBIs, has a sacrifice, has not struck out, and has not walked. 1 for 2 coming into this ball game. And he walks for the second time in the tournament, base on ball. Second walk by Solfest. John ready to go back to work. Nick Hall comes to the plate, so Hall to the plate. Bunt attempt, but he pulls it back. Pitch just sailed a little bit outside. Hall didn't like it. pulled it back, and the count, they said, did get the corner for a strike. So the count goes to 0-1. Throw over to first. And Dunnigan back in. Duggan again. Not a real big lead by Cade over there. Hall readies himself. There goes the runner. There's the pitch. Third base side foul ball. And the count goes to 0-2. Little hit and run there, and Hall just pulled it down the third baseline foul. Outfield pretty deep in left for Tri-City. Sparks, Bateman median deep in center, and Keene not real deep in right field to the right-handed hitting Nick Hall. Pitch on the way up high to Hall. 1-2. Nick Hall again readies himself at the plate. Hall again 1 for 4. That pitch high for a ball. Two balls, two strikes. 2-2 the count. And infield, Tracek back at third, out at short, and Rogers back at second. And Jepke holding the runner on at first. Sign from the catcher, Harold. Pitch on the way, right side over the dugout of Omaha and out of play. So the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 count. Throw back, and again, stepping off the rubber and firing it over there was Solfest. Easily back in at first base was Duggan. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, nobody out. Pitch on the way, pulled the string, and Hall waves and misses at it. Strikeout number 1 in the ball game for Solfest. That'll bring Austin Otter to the plate. Otter just 0 for 1 in the tournament, catching in this ball game. Otter will step up to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. The fastball gets by him. 0-1 the count. Connor McElderry, the number 9 hitter, on deck for Omaha. CNH Construction. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. 0-2. Again ready. Good rhythm right now for Solfest on the mound. He'll take a look over to first base. The 0-2 delivery. See what he comes with. Curveball bounced right back to Solfest. Turns. Steps through to second for 1. Over to first. They turn the double play. So Otter hits into the 1-6-3 double play, and that brings an end to the top half of the second inning for Omaha CNH Construction. We've gone through an inning and a half, and on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard, it remains Omaha CNH Construction nothing, and Tri-City Red New Brighton, Minnesota nothing. We're back with Tri-City's home half of the second inning. We'll do it in 1 minute.
We also want to thank Logo Magic for the donation of water bottles for all the players and coaches. They take care of the printing of all the souvenir merchandise as well here for this tournament. Again, thanks to Logo Magic for donating the water bottles for all the players and coaches.
We come back. Ben Jepko will lead it off for Tri-City in this ball game here in the bottom of the second. Jepko, check these numbers out. 6 for 8 with a run scored and 3 RBIs, hitting at 750. So Jeffco, as we said, this Tri-City team has the capability. They are just an outstanding hitting team, just about, well, not quite 500, but at 439 as a team in this tournament. They are 1-1. Again, ready to go to work. Pitch on the way, outside corner for a strike. Jepko again steps back in. Comes the 0-1 delivery. Outside corner, a nice curveball. 0-2 the count. Will Rogers on deck. So Will Rogers will hit next. He's 4 for 7 in the tournament. Top to bottom, this team hits the ball well, way outside. Butte County, Iowa, another team that really hits the ball well. A pitch missed away for a ball. 1-2 the count. Again, ready on the mound. Right-hander. Munson comes. This one bounced towards the shortstop. Jackson scoops it at the belt. Fires over to first base. And Jeffco out on the 6-3 put out. Will Rogers to the plate. So Will Rogers will step up to the plate. Rogers 4 for 7 in the tournament. Has a double, couple of RBIs, also has a home run. Has walked once in the tournament. Timeout taken. Rogers steps out. Ready to go right back to work on the mound. Zach Munson. Munson, the right-hander, outside for a ball. 1-0 the count, so 1-0 count to Rogers. So 1-0 the count. Again, ready. Rogers at the plate. Munson on the mound. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Bounce towards the shortstop, Jackson again. This time right off the turf. Scoops the ball up into his glove. Fires a strike to first base. 6-3 on the putout. And Rogers goes down for the second out. 2 up and 2 down. Ty Keene, 2 for 7 in the tournament play, coming to the plate. So Keene will step up. So Keene readies himself. Keene again hits from the left-hand side. Pitch on the way. Down low for a ball. 1-0 the count, so 1-0 count. Munson again trying to make it a quick bottom half of the second inning for Tri-City and for Omaha. There's a pitch. It's going to be hit into center field and bounces right into the glove of McElderry out in center field off the grass, and it's a base hit for Keene. His first hit of the afternoon, third hit of the tournament, now 3 for 8. That'll bring Hunter Alt to the plate with 2 outs and 1 on. Alt. So Alt will step up, playing shortstop in this ball game. No official at bat in the tournament for Alt. In fact, this may be his first appearance in the tournament. Looking at the stat sheet, maybe not, maybe he hasn't been in, but he's on the line, so he's been in, but no official at bat. Here comes the pitch, outside corner for a strike to Alt. 0-1 the count. No score, bottom of the second inning. Winner stays, loser goes. It's pretty basic now. It's always interesting when we get to this Friday afternoon stage, third ball game of the tournament. For all the teams in the loser out round, see what you've got left pitching-wise and that type of thing. And 1-1 the count. Again, ready on the mound. As you said, Munson wastes no time. Otter with the sign. Munson ready. He will take a look over to first base. Short lead by Keene over there. There goes the runner. Bounce towards the third baseman. Nick Hall up with it cleanly. Fires it high, but getting back down on the bag. Nicely done by Dungan over at first base. So Dungan got back on the bag. All 5-3 put out on out that time will bring an end to the inning for Tri-City. Tri-City Red come up with no runs on 1 hit. There were no Omaha errors. And 1 man left on base. 2 complete on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard from the loser out round game of the Central Plains Regional Tournament. It's a scoreless battle between Tri-City Red of New Brighton, Minnesota and C&H Construction of Omaha, Nebraska. Back in 1 minute with inning number 3. Well, as we come back, heading to the top of the 3rd, no score, Tri-City, the Red, and Omaha C&H Construction. Connor McElderry coming to the plate. That pitch in there for a strike. McElderry 0 for 4 in the tournament. McElderry again ready. Pitch on the way. Bunt attempt down the line. Third base side. Up with it. Tracek over to first. He's safe at first base as he gets on the bag. So he's safe at first base. Good hustle down the line and the throw a little bit offline. And I think that, well, we'll wait and see what the ruling is from our official scorer, Evan, and we'll check it out. We're going to give him a hit. Okay, nice bunt by McElderry. So he's got the infield hit on the bunt. His first hit of the tournament. Back to the top of the order, Tyler Cate. Cate reached on an error over at first base his first time up. He's 2 for 6 in the tourney. He bunts it down the first base line, but it'll roll foul. Tried to drag it. It just got down the line and then rolled quickly into foul territory, so the count goes to 0-1. Don't forget, about 7 o'clock tonight, we'll probably be a little bit behind that unless this game really gets done in a hurry. The battle of unbeatens, and if you haven't seen these two teams play, two of the better teams in this tournament, West Fargo and Dubuque County, Iowa, both have had great tournaments. They're going to battle each other tonight here, and some outstanding players. Both teams well coached, both teams well prepared. Should be a good unbeaten bracket game tonight. The only 2 unbeaten teams left, Dubuque County and West Fargo out of North Dakota, Dubuque County out of Iowa. Here's the pitch. Bunt attempt high in the air. It's going to be grabbed. Nicely done on one knee by the first baseman for Tri-City. Jepko comes up with it, and then Jepko just flips it back to the second baseman covering it first, and that retires McElderry. Was off on the pitch. So that'll go F3 for Cate. 3-4 at first for McElderry. And 2 outs all of a sudden here in the top of the 3rd. So that leadoff bunt single by McElderry goes by the board. That pitch a little bit high for a ball. 2-0 the count. Jackson to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Jackson now 1 for 5 in the tourney, hitting at an even 200. Infield back now all the way around. Here comes the pitch. Up high for a ball. 3-0 the count. So again, Solfest struggling a little bit right now with this batter, with his control, but he's been pretty efficient with his pitches. Here's the pitch inside corner for a strike. 3-1. Just reared back with the fastball and fired it. So 3-1 count. 3-1 delivery on the way. Bounded back towards the dugout of Tri-City, and the count full now at 3-2. Tri-City in the third base dugout. Omaha CNH Construction, first base dugout. Here comes the pitch. Hit in the right field. Let's see if the right fielder can get over. He hustles. He misplayed it. It goes by him, and on his way to second base is Jackson. I'm not sure if he touched that ball or not. He reached up, and I don't know if it got by him. He didn't touch it. It went over his head. It looked like he was going to get there and make a pretty easy play on it. Ty Keene, but he just reached up, and it didn't get into his glove. It went over his glove, and backing it up was the center fielder. Bateman got it out there, and they're going to give him a double. So he did not touch it, so that's a double. Hit number 2 in the tourney for Jackson, and he's down at second base. Well, that bunt that went awry, sacrifice bunt attempt, that was a pop-up throw-out. Now looms big here in the top of the third inning for Omaha CNH Construction. A pitch inside from Solfest for a ball. 1-0 the count, down at second base. Jackson, 2 outs, no score. Top of the third, loser out game. Here's the pitch. Hit by the first baseman. That should score a run. It's going to be knocked down out there by the right fielder, but coming in to score easily will be Jackson from second base, and Olson with the base hit, give him an RBI. Fourth hit of the ball game now for CNH Construction, and they lead it 1-0. Kind of a strange inning. Started out with a bunt single, then a bunt pop out in foul territory that doubled off the runner. And Jackson on a fly ball that looked like it was going to be caught by Keene in right field, but he reached up, it just got over his glove. He got the second. Now Olson with the base hit and an RBI. Olson 1 for 1 in this ball game now, 3 for 5 in the tourney. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed that time. Dickey way out in front of it. Dickey 4 for 6 in the tournament, one of their top hitters, but he finds himself down 0-2 in the count to John Solfest of the Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota. Again, quickly ready. Pitch on the way. Did he get it? Nope, he did not. Down into second base is Olson with the stolen base. So he's down at second. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 count. Guys in blue, they got to be warm today too. Remember, they don't go off the field. The teams do. They stay out there. They're keeping those guys hydrated. And 1-2 delivery. On the way. This one hit down the left field line. That'll roll into foul territory, so the count stays at 1-2. Cleanup hitter Josh Dickey with a chance to add to the CNH Construction of Omaha, Nebraska lead. 1 run in here in the top of the third, and they're looking for more with 2 outs. Olson, that RBI single, then stole second base. He's standing down there. The count at 1-2. Solfest ready on the mound. Here comes the delivery. Outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count. Left fielder back. Sparks for Omaha. Now he's going to step in a little bit. Center fielder, medium deep. Bateman, Keene. Pretty deep in right field. Here comes the pitch. High and away from Solfest. Ball 3, so the count goes full. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count. 3-2 the count. Again ready. Solfest looks in. Has the sign. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Up high for ball 4. Base on ball. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. Walk number 3 now for Solfest in the ball game. He's given up 4 hits in the contest. 1 run. It was an earned run. Has struck out 1. Lortz to the plate. 0 for 1 for Lortz in the contest. Pitch on the way. That one's down low. Lortz 0 for 8 in the tournament. He's playing the DH role today. Looking for his first hit of the tournament. Would be a big one if he got it right here. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for a strike. And the count evens up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Get off second. Olson off first. Dickey. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Lawrence chases the pitch, which was low and away and outside. And waves at it and misses. Strikeout number 2. Out number 3. But C&H Construction of Omaha, Nebraska comes up with our first run of the ball game here in the top of the third. They had a total of 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors committed by the Tri-City Red, and there was a total of 2 men left on base. We head to the home half of inning number 3. It is a 1-0 lead for Omaha C&H Construction over the Tri-City Red. Back in 1 minute. Well, Matt Harold steps up, the number 9 hitter for Tri-City here in the bottom of the third. The Red now down 1-0 to Omaha. That pitch in there for a strike. Harold to the plate, hits from the right-hand side. Harold 2 for 8 in the tournament. He readies himself. That pitch there again for a strike. Quickly 0-2. Zach Munson working quickly here in this ball game. Munson again readies himself on the mound. The 0-2 delivery to Harold on the way. Bounced up there. Waste pitch, 1 ball, 2 strikes, so 1-2 the count. Infield again, behind Munson. Hall at third, Jackson at short, Kate at second, Dungan at first, and Otter behind the plate. Munson on the mound. We'll check that outfield alignment for you momentarily. 1-2 delivery. Way outside again. 2-2 the count in the outfield. Dickey in left. McElderry in center. And Noah Olson in right field. 2-2 delivery coming here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 lead for Omaha. Down the right field line. That'll drift out of play. And the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes, so 2-2 the count. Got the Iowa team, I believe, Dubuque County, down underneath those tents, under the picnic tables now. As they watch this ball game, they'll face West Fargo. Here comes the 2-2 delivery on the way outside, so he got up. 0-2, and all of a sudden, Harold's worked the count full. Nice job by Matt at the plate. As we said, Matt 2 for 8 in the tournament for Tri-City. Here comes the pitch. Hit towards the shortstop. Jackson's been busy, fields that one cleanly, fires it over to first base, and it's a 6-3 put out of Harold. Jackson has had 4 assists, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Now starts off the third with another one, so he's been active in the field. That'll bring up Sparks to the plate. Jonah Sparks, the left fielder. So Sparks readies himself at the plate. Sparks, 3 for 8 in the tournament. That pitch misses for a ball to the leadoff hitter for the Tri-City Red. Bottom of the third, a 1-0 lead for Omaha C&H Construction. Again ready, pitch on the way, again way outside. 2-0 the count. So a 2-0 count. Always note in these games sometimes first 3-4 innings really zip by, and then sometimes the pitchers begin to struggle a little bit. Your pitching staff a little bit thin, and then you see the game slow down. That happened in the Rapid City matchup against Millard at West. And that game went over 2 hours. That pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. And of course, on top of, pitching getting a little thin on occasion maybe, and that type of thing. You got the heat to factor in today, a really warm day, probably not at 100 anymore, but still in the upper 90s. That pitch outside, 3-1 the count. So a 3-1 count. Trying to get base runners right now. There's a Tri-City Red down 1-0 with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. A lot of baseball left to be played. That pitch is up high, base on ball. So Sparks works a walk. First walk of the ball game. By Munson. Bateman to the plate. He had a single his first time up, so Bateman readies himself at the plate. Bateman 4 for 9 in the tournament. Outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Munson again. Working quickly with 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the third, 1-0 lead for Munson's team. Omaha C&H Construction. Throw over to first. Back in safely. At first is Sparks. Again, Tri-City dropped a 6-5 heartbreaker to West Fargo, led 5-3, going into the bottom of the 7th and gave up 3 runs. In the bottom of the 7th to lose. There's a bouncer, could be tailor-made for a DP, stepping on the bag. Jackson over to first, but safe at first. Good hustle by Bateman down the line. Bobby Jackson fielded it and just ran to the bag, stepped on it, and then fired it over to first base, but Bateman able to leg it out. And that'll bring to the plate Trosick will come to the plate, so Trosick will step up to the plate. Trosick again in the first inning, reached on a fielder's choice. Down low for a ball, 1-0 the count. So Trosick, he's had a good tournament, 5 for 9 in the tournament. Trosick again readies himself at the plate. Munson readies himself on the mound. 1-0, Omaha, Nebraska. C&H Construction in the lead. That pitch down low for ball 2. So 2-0 the count. So a 2-0 count. Just 2 hits so far for Tri-City, a team that has hit at a clip of 439 in this tournament, but just 2 hits so far. Throw over to first base and back in safely. At first base is Sparks. Solfest, the pitcher, on deck. Again, quickly ready on the mound. Here comes the right-hander Munson. That pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. So a 2-1 count. Here comes the 2-1 delivery from Munson to Trosick. Nope, he's going to go to first. Nearly threw it away. First baseman over there, Dungan, had to go get that one. Count 2-1. Munson, the right-hander, comes to the stretch, checks the runner. Off first, here's the pitch, nice spot outside corner, strike 2 fastball. Trosick watched it all the way. Left fielder, Josh Dickey, very deep in left. Center fielder, McElderry, deep kind of in left center, and the right fielder deep, Olson for Omaha. So they're deep all the way around in the outfield to the number 3 hitter Trosick. Here comes the pitch. He waves at it, misses it. Throw down the first, and that will retire him on the strikeout. So that's out number 3. So a good job on the mound by Munson against a very good hitter, Trosick, and he gets him to strike out on what wasn't a great pitch, but he chased it and missed it for strikeout number 1 in the ball game for the right-hander Munson. Out number 3, so no runs. on no hits. There were no errors, and there was one man left on base. Three complete now on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. It is a lead for Omaha. C&H Construction, they have scored 1 run on 4 hits, committed 1 error. The Tri-City Red, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. We head to the top of the 4th in 60 seconds. Well, back with you, Cade Duggan, first baseman, will lead it off. He walked his first time up. First pitch followed off. Next pitch just coming is outside and high. This one followed off again, so Duggan behind in the count, 1-2. Again, John Solfest working into his 4th inning. He's given up 1 run. It was an earned run, 4 hits. Has walked 3 and has struck out 2. 1-0 lead for Omaha. C&H Construction over Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota. Into the screen, the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count. So 1-2 count. Again ready. Left-handed hitting Dunning. This one is hit into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Good hustle play by Bateman to cut it off and get it back in quickly. That looked like it might sneak through into the gap, but Bateman got to it in a hurry, cut it off, and got it back in. So Duggan has a base hit. Hit number 5 for Omaha. C&H Construction. That'll bring Nick Hall to the plate. Hall struck out his last time up.
Third baseman, number 11, Nick Hall.
Hall again ready. Hall 1 for 5 in the tournament. That's a slow bouncer. Great dive. The pitcher comes up with it. What an athletic play by the guy on the mound that time. Solfest, he dove for it on his belly, reached up, snagged it, got up, threw a strike to second to get the lead runner on the 1-6 foot out. Couldn't double up Hall. He's down at first base, reaching on the fielder's choice, but a very nice play by Solfest off the mound. Showed some great quickness there. Otter will come to the plate. Otter, last time up, hit into a 1-6-3 double play. 1-0 our score. Again, Solfest likes to throw over to first base. And then the minute he gets it back, he snaps another throw right over there. Here comes the pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count, so an 0-1 count. So 0-1 the count to Otter. Otter 0 for 2 in the tournament. Catching today in the ballgame. That pitch followed off the right side over towards the Omaha dugout. Always got to think about both these teams. Almost identical jersey tops. Omaha has the white pants. Tri-City Red, the gray pants, but a lot of red out there all over the place on the playing field. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Corner, got him looking. Curveball, nicely done. Strikeout number 3 by Solfest. Out number 2. Hall stays over at first base. And Connor McElderry to the plate. He had an infield.
Now stepping to the plate, center fielder number 3.
Hit that bunt the last time up. This one he hits down the left side. Long run for the left fielder. Sparks, he's coming after it. Dives, couldn't quite get it. Great effort, though, by Sparks. Man, he covered a lot of ground and nearly got there, so it just goes as a long strike. But an A on the effort for Sparks out in left field in foul territory. 0-1 the count to Connor McElderry, who's 0, or make that 1 for 5 now in the tournament. In Omaha, C&H Construction 42-10. Tri-City Red, New Brighton, Minnesota 32-9. Both these teams outstanding seasons. That solid tournament here at the Central Plains, and both of these teams trying to stay for another night, trying to stay till Saturday. Here comes the 0-1 delivery from Solfest. Down low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike, so 1-1 the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs, 1 on. Top of the 4th, 1-0 our score. A lead for Omaha C&H Construction. There goes the runner, and it's a base hit by the diving second baseman, Will Rogers. Heading into third will be Hall. Down to first, Connor McElderry, who was 0 for 4 through the tournament coming into this game. He is now 2 for 2 this afternoon. Runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Tyler Kate to the plate. Kate 0 for 2 in this one, 2 for 7 in the tournament for the leadoff hitter for Omaha. Now Omaha with a chance maybe to open up this game a little bit. They lead it 1-0. Here's the pitch. Hit into the gap. That's going to drop. That'll score 1 run. Getting over there, cutting it off is the center fielder Bateman, and the runner coming in to score, Hall, will score easily from third. Good hustle by McElderry all the way over to third. And down at first base, Kate with his first hit of the afternoon, his third hit of the tournament, and he has an RBI to go with it. So it's now a 2-0 lead, and we've got a timeout. Tri-City coach Nick Anderson going to come out and visit with his crew. 2-0 our score. Omaha in the lead. Kate, his third RBI of the tournament. 1 for 3 today. 3 for 8 in the tournament. Driven in 3 runs. I don't know if Solfest is going to leave or not. I don't think so. This looks like a visit by Coach Anderson out there. Now our home plate umpire is going to go out there and break it up. They're ready to go. No pitching change, so Solfest will stay in the ball game. 2-0 now. 7 hits now for Omaha through the first 3 2/3 innings. So Omaha coming in, hitting pretty well as a team, but not quite as good as Tri-City has out-hit the Red today. 7-2 thus far. Here comes the delivery on the way. Bunt attempt pulled back, throw down. It's cut off, and now the runner, they're trying to get the runner hung up. Now the runner from third is going to try and score. Now they throw it to the plate, and he's in safely. It works to perfection. As the runner still second, Kate just stopped before he got to the bag, and then the shortstop chased him back, fired the first baseman. Jepko fired it to home plate, but sliding in front of it was McElderry, so he's in safely. Here's the pitch on the way. Backhand knocked down by the shortstop. Comes up firing over the first. Great play. Nicely done by Alt at shortstop. 6-3 in the putout. But Omaha comes up with a couple of runs. They do 2 runs on a total of 3 hits. There were no Tri-City Red errors, and there was 1 man left on base. We have played 3.5 innings. We're halfway through this one. It is a 3-0 lead for Omaha C&H Construction over Tri-City Red. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th in 1 minute.
Top of the 4th inning, the Bulldogs get 2 runs off 3 hits. No errors. They do leave 1 man on base. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. C&H Construction 3. Tri-City Red nothing.
All right, back with you. The pitcher will lead it off for Tri-City here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Curveball. from Munson in there for a strike. Solfest flew out to left field his first time up, 0 for 1. Solfest 2 for 8 now in the tournament. 0-1 delivery. Right-hander comes set. Outside for a ball. Munson again. The right-hander wears number 6 on the back of that jersey. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. In there at the knees for a strike. 1-2. So 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count. Here comes the 1-2 delivery on the way. Outside and high for a ball. 2-2 the count. Catcher wants a new glove. Munson's pitch. Otter says, I need a new glove. So they broke the webbing out in the pocket of his glove. Have to get somebody to lace that up. There he goes. He's got a brand new glove. Trace, thank you for the water. Appreciate that. All right. Getting ready to go to work. Munson. This one lined into right field. Solid base hit over the head of the second baseman, Tyler Cate. Fielded out there by Olson, and he'll get it back in. But Solfest with a solid hit. His first of this ball game. Third hit of the afternoon for Tri-City Red. As you said, Tri-City Red came into this ball game as a team hitting at .439, but just 3 hits so far off Munson, who's been pretty impressive this afternoon through at least 3 innings. We go to the 4th, and we talked about that pitch on the outside corner for a strike just the last inning, or actually in this inning, the top of the 4th. We zip through first couple of innings, sometimes 2-3 innings, and all of a sudden, pitchers start to maybe not be quite as effective, and all of a sudden, a quick game becomes a little long game like that first one did today between Rapid City and their victory over Millard West Omaha. Ended up being a 5-4 ball game. Again, ready on the mound. This game just a little over an hour old. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Nice spot, 1-2. Will Rogers on deck. Jepko at the plate. Jepko grounded out his last time up. 6 for 9 now in the tournament. First baseman. Ben steps out as Munson steps off. 1-2 count. Again, Jepko will take a look over towards his third base coach. Now back in the batter's box. Here comes a 1-2 delivery. Slow bouncer. Going to be fielded by the pitcher Munson over to first, and he's got him. Down to second goes Solfest. Jepko retired on the 1-3 put out. And Will Rogers steps up to the plate. Rogers, his last time out, bounced out to Jackson at shortstop. 0 for 1 in this ball game. 4 for 8 in the tournament for Rogers. Rogers in the tournament, a couple of RBIs, has an RBI opportunity here. And down to 4 after this ball game. We'll be down to the final 4. 3 are set for tomorrow. West Fargo and Dubuque County, the battle of unbeatens coming up, but they will both be here tomorrow. Rapid City Post 22 will be here tomorrow, and will it be Tri-City Red or Omaha C&H Construction? We'll know in a bit. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count. Then, of course, we'll have to wait and see who the final 4 is, and then we'll know who will play who. They try to stay away from playing a team you've already played in the tournament, so sometimes the bracket gets juggled around a little bit to do that. Again, ready. Here comes the 0-1 delivery on the way. Did he break it? Let's wait and see. Yes, he did. 0-2 the count. Went around. Rogers, the second baseman for Tri-City. 3-0. The lead belongs to Omaha C&H Construction as they try to stay alive in this tournament. There goes the runner. There's the throw over to third base. And that time it didn't work. He's picked off. He just stepped off. The runner was going to bluff, and then he decided to go, and Solfest is retired easily on the 1-5 putout. So 2 down. So Munson helps his cause by picking Solfest off at second base, retiring him at third. He's had both assists in this inning, one at first, one at third. Stays 3-0 now, so an opportunity maybe by the board for Tri-City Red here in the bottom of the fourth. Here comes the 0-2 delivery. Little bounder towards the second baseman, fielded cleanly, down around the shoestrings, and Tyler Cate picks it up, fires over to first base, 4-3 put out, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. 4 complete on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. We head to the 5th. It is Omaha, CNH Construction, 3, Tri-City Red, New Brighton, Minnesota, nothing. We're back with the 5th in 60 minutes.
CNH Construction Bulldogs 3, Tri-City Red nothing. Once again, we want to thank this game's business sponsor, Dickinson State University. Big thanks to this game's business sponsor, Dickinson State University.
No, I'm not. It's on the sign. You can look on the sign where you come in. All right, back with you, going to the top of the 5th inning. Olson, Dickey, the first 2 hitters will be up, and Lortz also scheduled to hit. Olson, a single and a walk, 1 for 1 today. He is 3 for 5 in the tournament, batting in the number 3 spot. Has an RBI also today. So Omaha with the lead. Here comes the 2-0 delivery. This is the Nebraska State champion, CNH Construction of Omaha, and the Minnesota State champion, the Tri-City Red of New Brighton, battling here to stay alive in this tournament. Tri-City coming off a win, 10-5 over Wayzata. Omaha coming off a loss, 12-1 to Dubuque County, Iowa last night, base on ball. So good at bat by the leadoff man, Olson. Count goes to ball 4 and down to first base, and this might maybe be it for John Solfest. We talked about the pitchers, and I think we're going to have a pitching change here. Walk number 4. He's given up a total of 7 hits, 3 runs. Maybe not. 68 pitches. 68 pitches right now so for Solfest here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on. Just looking at my pitch count here, 68. Yeah, he is past the stage where he could come back in the tournament. If you go between 61 and 80, you got to sit for 3 days, and the tournament, of course, ends Sunday. So you got tomorrow 1 day, Sunday 2 days. So he couldn't even come back Monday. So if he's going to keep him in there, he might as well. If not, you can't bring him back any other time in the tournament. And that looks like maybe what Nick Anderson is going to do. Tri-City down 3-0 to Omaha, CNH Construction.
Now batting the left fielder, number 20, Josh Dickey.
Josh Dickey to the plate, a single and a walk, 1 for 1. 4 for 6 in the tournament. Heart of the order now in there for Omaha. They lead it 3-0. Does CNH Construction, and Tri-City trying to keep it close. CNH Construction trying to hope they can break it open a bit. That's what they're faced with right now. And John Solfest on the mound for the Red, and at the plate, Dickey. This one hit high in the air to right field. And coming in a bit, now drifting back and getting under it is Ty Keene for the Red of New Brighton, and he hauls it in F9 for out number 1. Olson back to first base.
Batting next for the Bulldogs is designated hitter number 8,
Jack Lawrence to the plate. Lawrence will step up to the plate, the DH, Lawrence. 0 for 2 in this ball game. 0 for the tournament, 0 for 9 in the tournament. Lawrence looking for his first hit. Pitch outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count, so an 0-1 count. 0-1 the count. Again ready. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. Hit hard toward the third baseman. Nice diving stop down there by Traffic. He fields it, throws the first for 1, back to third. I think, nope, the ball came loose. Otherwise, they would have had him, I do believe. Good throw over there. This runner that time, Olson just slid into the glove and the ball popped out, but a great play by Traffic. Came up with it, went 5-3, and then the first baseman, Duggan, fired a strike back to Traffic at first base, or third base, and they nearly got Olson, but he just slid right into the glove and the ball popped out of there. That change up outside corner to Duggan for a strike. Duggan in the ball game, 1 for 1. He is 1 for 3 in the tournament, playing first base in this contest. Hits from the left-hand side, so 2 out, a runner at third. Pitch on the way up high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on, 3-0 lead for C&H Construction of Omaha, Nebraska here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch on the way. Did it get him? Nope, just got out of the way. 2-1 the count. Nick Hall on deck. So Nick Hall on deck, again ready. On the mound, Solfest comes, the right-hander. That pitch sails high and away for the left-handed hitting Duggan, and the count goes to 3-1. Nick Hall on deck, 0 for 2, but has scored a run. That's a base on ball. Duggan down the first base, runners on the corner. Walk number 5 for Solfest. He's struck out 3. He's given up 7 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, and struck out 3. Now, we have a timeout here by the Nebraska Omaha coaching staff. They're going to visit with the base runners and the batter. A little offensive discussion down the first base line. Now the home plate umpire, you don't see that a lot, but you see it once in a while. Home plate umpire gets out there, claps his hands. He says, guys, it's about 100 degrees. Let's get going here. So we can feel the air has cooled off a little bit here now at the ballpark.
Now batting third baseman number 11, Nick Hall.
Not a lot, but a little. Nick Hall, 0 for 2 in this ball game. This one hit down the third baseline foul, 0-1 the count. Well, last time they had this scenario, they had Kate down at first base. He took off with a stolen base attempt. The throw went to second, then he just stopped about 10 feet from the bag. They started to run him back towards first, fired at the first. The runner, McElderry, scored from third on the throw back from the first baseman to the plate. And Kate was safe at second, so that play worked. And they got the same scenario right here. The count 1-1 to Hall as that pitch misses away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. 3-0 lead for Omaha. C&H Construction outside and low. Nice knockdown behind the plate that time by Matt Harold. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike, so 2-1 the count. So a 2-1 count. And back into the batter's box comes Hall. 1 for 6 in the tournament. This one hit down the left field line. Foul ball. Trying to get it inside the line, drifted outside the line, and now the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count. Everybody back to the positions. Traffic at third. Alt at short, Rogers at second, and Jepko at first for Tri-City. Ready behind the plate, Harold. Ready on the mound, Solfist. 2-2 count with 2 outs, 2 ons, a lot of deuces. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him. Nice changeup. Pulled the string and all waved and missed. Strikeout number 4, out number 3. In the inning, they come up with no runs on no hits for Omaha. There was no Tri-City Red errors, 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. It remains Nebraska, Omaha, C&H Construction 3, Minnesota, Tri-City Reds out of New Brighton, nothing. We're back with the home half of the 5th in 60 seconds.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left aboard. As we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bulldogs 3, Red nothing.
Well, back with you as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. For Tri-City, Keene will step up to the plate. Ty hits from the left-hand side, so Keene looking for his first hit of the second hit of the ball game. Rather, he is 1 for 1, 2 or 3 for 8 in the tournament. Bounces it right at second baseman Kate. Bobbles it, picks it up, throws it, and got him. Kate, to his credit, stayed with it. He bobbled it. Looked like pretty easy play, and then bobbled it and picked it up and fired a strike over to first base just to get Keene by about a half a step. So 4-3 on the putout and out number 1, and that'll bring Hunter Alt to the plate. Alt went 6-3 in his last at bat, 0 for 1. The right-handed hitting shortstop steps into the batter's box. In the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 lead for Omaha. C&H Construction over Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota. Winner stays, loser goes home. Pitch in there for a strike with the curveball. 0-1 the count, so an 0-1 count. Again ready. 0-1 delivery on the way. Got the corner again, strike 2. 0-2 the count. 3-7-1 for Omaha. For Tri-City Red, New Brighton, 0-3-1. Again, ready to go to work. 0-2 delivery from Munson on the way. Just missed the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes, so 1-2 the count. Munson peers in for his sign. He's got it from Otter, the catcher. Here comes the 1-2 delivery. Fastball. And he swings and misses for strikeout. For number 2, out number 2, strikeout number 2 in the ball game for Munson. So again, ready to go to work. Harold on the mound, or at the plate, and Munson on the mound. Harold, the catcher, grounded out to short his last time up.
Now batting the catcher, number 14, Matt Harold.
So Harold again, quickly ready. Takes that pitch away for a ball. 1-0 the count, so 1-0 count. Again, right-hander settles in. Munson looks for his sign, has it. That pitch down low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. So a 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch, 2-0. That one up high, ball 3. So 3-0 count. So a 3-0 count. And quickly ready. And the pitch on the way. Ball 4, base on ball. So Harold, 4 straight pitches he looks out. All 4 balls. Walk number 3 in the ball game for Munson with 2 outs, 1 on. Back to the top we go. Sparks has grounded out to short and walked. He is 0 for 1. So Sparks will step in. Sparks coming in 3 for 7 in the tournament. Now is 3 for 8. 2 outs, trying to keep this inning alive here in the bottom of the 5th. Low and away for a ball, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 count. A few more fans have filtered into the ballpark. Of course, West Fargo has a nice contingent here for the tournament. Dubuque County has a pretty good group here also. Hope you can come out and take in. That's 2 good ball clubs playing in the unbeaten game. Pitch down low, ball 2. So 6 straight balls now by Munson. And, you know, we talk about it all the time when you get to day 3, day 4, maybe by the time you get back to day 5. But your pitching staff just a little bit depleted right now. And they still pretty good through 2-3 innings. And then a little bit of bumps on occasion. And right now, Munson hasn't had many, but and I don't know if this is a major league bump. This is with 2 outs and 1 on, but he has had some trouble now finding the strike zones. 4 straight balls to Harold. And then Sparks comes up, the leadoff hitter, 2 straight balls. So all of a sudden, you're in danger of bringing the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th for Tri-City Red. And they are a dangerous team, as we've said. Munson has done a great job at keeping them off balance today. They come into this tournament 439, a 439 team batting average. 29 for 66 in the tournament. They have 7 doubles, a triple, a home run in the contest. They're averaging, coming into this ball game, just a bit over 8 runs a ball game. And they have been shut out and have only 3 hits. Here comes the 2-0 delivery from Munson. That's in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. Both teams pretty enthusiastic in this entire ball game. Again ready on the mound is Munson. Otter with the sign behind the plate. Munson with the delivery. Followed into the screen. 2-2, so after 6 straight balls, a visit to the mound, and all of a sudden 2 straight strikes from Munson with 2 outs and 1 on here in the bottom of the 5th. A 3-0 lead for Omaha C&H Construction over the Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Left field, drifting back, the left fielder Dickey. It's deep in the Sunfield. He's got it towards the line. And Sparks goes out F7. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. 5 complete. We head to the top of the 6th on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. It remains Omaha C&H Construction 3, Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota, nothing. We're back with the 6th inning in 60 seconds.
Tri-City Red, no runs, no hits, no errors. They do leave 1 man on base. And we played 5 complete here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark. Astoria Field. C&H Construction 3, Tri-City Red nothing. And again, we want to thank our athletic trainer, Tori Nelson from Therapy Solutions for donating her time for the tournament. Athletic trainer Tori Nelson of Therapy Solutions donating her time for the tournament, and we thank her for that.
Well, we come back to the top of the 6th inning. Omaha, C&H Construction. Well, we got a pinch hitter, I do believe. Yep. Coming up for Omaha.
I get pitch counts for both teams, please.
Here we go. 82 for Solquist, 73 for Munson. Hunter Waugh pinch hitting for Otter. It's a high fly ball. Center fielder coming in. Bateman nearly comes into the infield to get it. That got up there and just kind of died, but Waugh goes out on the F8 for out number 1. Otter was 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Meckleberry. Connor coming into this ball game was 0 for the tournament, 0 for 4. He's 2 for 2 now today. 2 for 2, and he could be. Nope, he's not going to be. Hit it hard. Oh, the center fielder. That one died, too, just like the last one. But again, Bateman goes down to one knee and catches it for out number 2, so he goes down F8. So quickly, 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Tyler Cate steps up. Cate, 1 for 3. There's a bunt. Third baseman Fields fires, but beating it out easily. Cate has his second hit. This one a bunt single. So Cate and Meckleberry, the multiple hit guys, 8th hit of the ball game now for Omaha. That brings Bobby Jackson to the plate. Jackson, a sac bunt, a double and a run scored, and a ground out. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Here comes the pitch. Lined right towards the second baseman, shoulder high. Will Rogers says thank you, reaches up and grabs it. F4 on the putout. And a pretty quick inning. Wasn't 1, 2, 3, but very quick as Omaha goes down quietly. No runs on 1 hit. No errors committed by Tri-City. And 1 man left on base. We move to the home half of the 6th inning on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. It is a lead of 3-0 for Omaha. C&H Construction over the Tri-City Red of New Brighton, Minnesota. Back in 1 minute. All right, back with you. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. I think we got a new catcher. I think Opheim has come in. Nolan caught last night. They batted for Otter, so that's who it is. So Opheim in catching now. Bateman to the plate. Bateman takes a pitch for a strike. Bateman a single in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third. 1 for 2. He is 5 for 11 in the tournament. As we said, Tri-City has been held down. They have hit the ball all over the park in their previous 2 games, but Munson has done a great job. Munson, as we said, at 73 pitches, now at 75. So he's in pretty good shape to go to distance if he has to, and if they want him to. He will be done pitching for the rest of the tournament. 0-2 count. Here comes the delivery. Ripped in the right field. Solid base hit by Bateman. Bateman has his second hit. Tri-City has their 4th hit of the ball game. They're in the heart of the order right now. Bateman in the tournament, as we mentioned, was 5 for 11. Trosick comes to the plate, I do believe. Yep. He is 0 for 2, but he is 5 for 10 in the tournament. And Solfist, 3 for 9. Trosick readies himself at the plate. Coming in at third base a bit, Nick Hall. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. As you said, this team from Tri-City, coming in, we mentioned their batting average in the tournament at .439. They've really been shut down today, but they have the capability of breaking loose at any time. They can get those bats going and do some damage in a hurry. Throw over to first base, and Duncan reaches up and grabs it. No tag even attempted on Bateman. Up the middle again, Jackson and Kate play double play depth. Here's the pitch, bounced towards the third baseman. He can't get it. Shortstop does, but legging it out. That will be an infield hit. That was a tough play once it got by Hall. Jackson did a great job of fielding it and throwing it over there, but Traffic just beat it out. So here we go, Tri-City now. All of a sudden in the bottom of the sixth. Down 3-0. We'll see if their bats continue to come alive. Solfest to the plate. John, 3 for 9 in the tournament, 1 for 2 today, trying to help his own cause here. Fifth hit now. Had 3 coming into this inning, have nearly matched it in this inning. Again ready. Munson on the mound. Here's the pitch. Curveball, and he hits the batter. So Tri-City loads them up with nobody out. And Jepko to the plate. Jepko has grounded out to short. Has bounced back to the pitcher. He is 6 for 10 in the tournament. Here's Jepko. Tri-City faithful now getting pretty excited below us here. So Jepko readies himself at the plate. Ben Jepko hits from the right-hand side. Outside corner for a ball. 1-0 the count. Just missed that one. Pretty good spot. Jepko. Again ready. 3-0, but Tri-City threatening. Foul ball, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 count. Jepko 6 for 10, 3 RBIs in this tournament. Boy, you've got a great RBI opportunity right here. Bases loaded and nobody out. Munson with the 1-1 count here in the bottom of the sixth. Munson will step off. Jepko will step out. On deck, Will Rogers, who is 4 for 9 in this tournament. So this lineup loaded with hitting potential for Tri-City. They've been quiet till this inning. That pitch way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike, so 2-1 the count. So 2-1 count. Again ready on the mound, Munson. The 2-1 delivery coming to Jepko with the bases loaded and no one out. That pitch got the corner at the knees for a strike, 2-2. Nebraska C&H Construction has been involved in 2 very lopsided games. They won 12-1 over Dickinson and lost 12-1 to Dubuque County. So this is really their first close game of the tournament, and they lead it right now 3-0. But Tri-City with the bases loaded, nobody out, trying to change it. Here's the pitch. Right side out of play. And the count stays even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count. Off of third. Bateman. Traffic off second. Solfest off first. Jepko at the plate. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Change up way outside. Ball 3. Opheim, good job of going out and getting it and keeping it in front of him. One of these teams gets to stay. One of them gets to go home. Which will it be right now? C&H Construction Omaha with a 3-0 lead, but Tri-City, their first really serious threat of the entire ball game, coming in the bottom of the sixth, down 3-0. Bases loaded, nobody out. Timeout taken by the batter, Jepko. Ben will step out. First baseman for the Red. Here comes a 3-2 delivery from Munson. In there for strike 3. Jepko looked at it, right at the knees. Beautiful pitch, big time strikeout. 3 in the ball game now for Munson. Now the infield can settle in to double play depth with 1 out. Will Rogers to the plate. Rogers 4 for 9 in the tournament, so Rogers will step into the batter's box. 1 out, bases loaded. Tri-City at the plate. They are down 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rogers readies himself at the plate. Munson on the mound. Here's the pitch. Bounced right towards the shortstop. Second for 1. First for 2. They turn it. What a job. And that Omaha squad is pumped up coming off the field. That's a big-time effort by Munson on the mound as he gets the 6th 4-3 double play. You talk about momentum going from the third base dugout to the first base dugout. We just saw it right there with that inning-ending double play. And Tri-City, the red, goes empty with nobody out, bases loaded. They do not score. And in the inning, they come up with no runs on 2 hits. There were no Nebraska errors, and there was a total of 2 men left on base. 6 complete, 3-8-1 for Omaha, 0-5-1 for New Brighton, Minnesota. We're back with the 7th in 60 seconds.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Tri-City Red, no runs off 2 hits, no errors. They do need 2 men stranded. We move to the top of the 7th inning. C&H Construction Bulldogs 3, Tri-City Red nothing.
Well, back with you. What a big-time ending to that inning if you're an Omaha fan, and what a disappointment if you're a Tri-City fan. Bases loaded for Tri-City, nobody out, down 3-0, and the pretty good hitters up, and Jepko struck out looking, and then Rogers hit into the 6-4-3 double play. Jackson to Kate to Dunnan to end the inning, and Tri-City, the Reds, came up empty-handed. So we go to the top of the 7th, a 3-0 lead. Pitch from Solfest. Misses for a ball. Be interesting to see now. That momentum really snapped away from Tri-City. Let's see what Solfest can come with. That pitch outside, ball 2. Olson to the plate. Noah in the ball game has walked twice and has had a single and an RBI. 1 for 1. High in the air, first base side. Jepko under it. He'll grab it in fair territory behind the bag on the green turf, just off the red turf of the artificial surface on the real green grass. F3 on the putout. Josh Dickey to the plate. Dickey tonight, a fly out, a walk, and a single. 1 for 2. He is 4 for 6 in this tournament, is Dickey. Here comes the pitch on the way. Curveball, inside strike. Well, Solfest has pitched a good ball game. Just had that little bump in the road in that 4th inning. He gave up a couple of runs, gave one up also in the 3rd, but he has pitched well. There's a bouncer right back to Solfest. He'll throw it to first base, and that'll be Dunning, Jepko coming up with the fielding catch. Fired a little bit hard. Jepko kind of had to reach down and grab it. That's a 1-3 put out. Jack Lortz to the plate. Lortz in the ball game. 0 for 3. Lortz readies himself. That pitch is up high from Solfest. Against Solfest, ready on the mound. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. Outside, ball 2, 2-0 the count. So a 2-0 count. So a 2-0 count. Here comes the delivery. Outside corner at the knees for a strike. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. That outfield pretty deep all the way around. Dickey in left. McElderry in center. Olson in right. That's going to hit him. Lost that control of that pitch immediately when it left his hand. And Lortz, hit by a pitch, goes down to first. First hit batter by Munson. Munson has struck out 4.
Batting next for post number 1, number 10, Cade Dungan.
Cade Dungan to the plate. Dungan, he's walked twice in the ball game. Has a hit. Lortz is going to be pinch run for. Mitchell comes in to pinch run. Here comes the pitch on the way. Up high for a ball from Solfest. 1-0 the count, so 1-0 count. Infield, well, in at third a bit with Hall, but the middle portion of the infield, Jackson and Kate. Stay up, throw over to first. Mitchell back in safely. Dungan again tonight, a walk. In the first, a single in the second. There's the throw down and in with the stolen base is Mitchell. So Mitchell slides in safely. One and 0 the count. Or 1-1, excuse me, the count. Here comes the delivery. They're going to walk him. So Dunning will get the base on ball. Number 6 in the walk department. Pitching change may be coming. Let's wait and see. I don't know if he's out of pitches or not. He may be. So Solfest, it looks like he will probably have to leave. Well, maybe not. Looks like he's just going to visit with them. Again, ready to go to work. Solfest is going to stay in, so he'll stay in the ball game. That's the visit by Nick Anderson out there. So Solfest will stay in the ball game. Dunning and down at first base. Lortz at second base. Hall to the plate. Hall has struck out twice and reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the fourth. Mitchell at second. Dungan at first. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Hall in the tournament is 1 for 7. Again ready. Comes the pitch. Inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. So 1-1 count. Outfield and left. Backing up a bit for the red is Sparks. Bateman pretty deep in center, and Keene equally deep in right. Here comes the 1-1 delivery on the way. Up high and tight for a ball. 2-1 the count. So a 2-1 count. And off first base comes Dungan. Lortz comes off second base. Comes the 2-1 pitch. Right field. Drifting back. Keene. Did it get out of here? It did. That ball opposite way. And the most excited guy in the ballpark is Nick Hall. I don't think he believed it got out of here. I didn't think it was going to go, and it did. Hall caught it. It just kept carrying and carrying, and it goes over the right field fence between the foul pole and the light pole. And it's a 3-run home run. And that really busts this thing wide open for C&H Construction of Omaha. First hit in the ball game, 3 RBIs. And now it is a 6-0 lead in the contest. Coming to the plate now. Let's see if Waz going to hit again. This might be wise.
Now coming to the plate for the Bulldogs, number 19, Nolan Opine.
Opine, there we go. That's what we got, Opine. He came in to catch. Waz hit for Otter, and then Opine came in to catch, so he's batting in that spot. Curveball in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Nebraska now, C&H Construction out of Omaha, looking more and more like they may be staying. That curveball off the helmet, then off the shoulder, and Opine hit by the pitch down to first base. And I think that's maybe going to be it. Yep. That's going to do it for Solfest. So Solfest will check out. Giving up 9 hits. 6 runs so far. All 6 have been earned. Struck out 4, walked 5, and hit 1 batter in the ballgame. Oh, 2 batters, excuse me. Hit 2. And we're going to have a relief pitcher come in. We're going to take a break here in a minute. I think it's just going to be a straight out change. Well, let's take that break right now. The CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. 6-0 now. C&H Construction Omaha.
Changes to Tri-City Red. 11, Bondi is now pitching. 0 hits in place of 6. Hunter out.
Okay, Bondi will come in and pitch, trying to get the final out. We'll take a 1-minute break here while Bondi warms up. Again, 6-0 our score on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. We're back after this timeout. All right, we come back. Let's correct ourselves. Rogers was the pitcher. Solfest left after the 6th inning, so Rogers goes 2/3 of an inning, and he gives up the 3-run home run, not Solfest, so he gives up that home run. And now Bondi in the pitch trying to get the final out here. 6-0 the score. That pitch down low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Again, ready on the mound is Bondi. Here's the pitch. Got it for the strike on the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, so 1-1 the count. So 1-1 count. McElderry at the plate. He's had a good evening. He's 2 for 3 in the ballgame. Bounces it towards the second baseman. And up with it over to first base, retiring McElderry as Will Rogers. So that is a 4-3 putout, but a big 3-run blast by Nick Hall. Adds up to 3 runs in the inning on a total of just 1 hit, but a big one it was. There was 1 man left on base. No errors for Tri-City Red. And we head to the bottom of the 7th. Last call for the Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota. A lead of 6-0 in this ball game for C&H Construction of Omaha. Back in a minute. Well, we come back. Let's take a look at our Omaha pitcher, see if we got a change there. Haven't heard anything, so I think we're still working with Munson on the mound. Zach done a great job. No numbers on the front of those jerseys, so or small numbers, I should say, on the front. Thank you, Zach Munson. He turned around, and that is Zach Munson. I love it when those guys out in that infield turn around every once in a while, especially the pitchers when he got changes. The Rogers one just slipped by me completely. And that's nobody's fault but my own, but Rogers did give up that 3-run home run. We want to correct that. Solfest did not, so. To the plate comes Ty Keene, so Keene will hit from the left-hand side, trying to make something positive happen, and he does, drills that deep into right field over the head of the right fielder, Noah Olson, and he'll go towards second. Did they get him? They did. He's out at second. Boy, talk about going from bad to worse. That just happened. He hit it hard off the fence in right field, right underneath the scoreboard, rounded first, headed to second. He gets the single, and then he's thrown out on the 9-6 tag out at second base, so 1 out. And that will bring a pinch hitter up. Alt is scheduled to hit in this position. Number 17 coming in to hit for Tri-City.
Number 17,
Justin Langer will hit in Alt's position. Alt was 0 for 2. Langer hits a high fly ball in the center field. McElderry is under it, and he's got it, and quickly. 2 up and 2 down. 6-0 our score. C&H Construction of Omaha. Looks like they will stay another day. Another pinch hitter, Stenstrom, will look like come in and hit. Stenstrom coming in. Cole hits from the right-hand side for Harold. 6-0 lead in this ball game. Here's the pitch. At the knees for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This game just about, we got going at 4:48, and we're at about 4:43, about an hour and 55 minutes, so not quite 2 hours, but just about. Here's the pitch, up high for a ball. 2-1 the count. I would suspect our last game, Dubuque County and West Fargo, probably about 7:15, thereabouts. They usually like to try and get it going about 30 minutes, infield, introductions, that type of thing. In the right field, and coming over, diving, sliding, and coming up with a great catch in right field to end the game is Noah Olson. And that is out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on base. Your final line score. C&H Construction of Omaha, Nebraska comes away with the win. 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. Tri-City Red of New Brighton, Minnesota, no runs on 6 hits, and they committed 1 error. What a job on the mound by Zach Munson tonight. He goes the distance, he gets the win, and the losing pitcher, John Solfest, will pick up the loss for the New Brighton Tri-City Red, who has their season come to an end with a record now of 32-10. And Omaha, Nebraska, the C&H Construction improves to 43-10. Our post-game show upcoming, but again, your final on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. C&H Construction out of Omaha, Nebraska defeats Tri-City Red out of New Brighton, Minnesota, eliminating them from the tournament 6-0. We'll be back with the post-game right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Tri-City Red of New Brighton, Minnesota?
guys. Again, your final 6-0. The line score again, 6-9-1 for Omaha C&H Construction, and 0-6-1 for Tri-City, the Red of New Brighton, Minnesota. They are done, and that will mean that they will stay alive and play again tomorrow. Again, a big night on the mound for Zach Munson tonight. Munson goes the distance, gives up 6 hits, strikes out 3, just walked a couple of guys, and he did a nice job on the mound, and he picked up the win against a very hard-hitting Tri-City Red New Brighton, Minnesota team. Offensively, leading the way, Kate Taylor, went 2 for 4 with an RBI in the contest. Of course, the big blast was the 3-run home run by Nick Hall in the top of the 7th inning that broke this one wide open. He ended the ball game 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs and had 2 runs scored in the contest for New Brighton. In the hitting department, well, Keene had a total of 2 hits. He was 2 for 3. Brett Bateman also 2 for 3 in the ball game. But again, your final score, 6-0. Let's take a break from ND Pharmacy. Nebraska stays alive. Tri-City, Minnesota goes home. We're back in 30 seconds after this from ND Pharmacy, back with our player of the game. All right, our player of the game, ND Pharmacy player of the game, will be Zach Munson, the pitcher for Omaha C&H Construction. What a job he did. Tossed a 6-hitter shutout tonight, and he is our ND Pharmacy player of the game. Well, the Final Four is now set as Omaha C&H Construction and Rapid City Post 22 stay alive. West Fargo and Dubuque County, the unbeaten, is playing next. They're alive, so that's their Final Four. They're in the process right now of figuring out who will play who tomorrow and at what time they will play with that group of Final Four. But we'll know more about that by the time they probably throw the first pitch in the next game. But for now, we're going to send it back to the studio. Jim Dahl will be in to bring you the call of Dubuque County, Iowa, and West Fargo, North Dakota. They're saying about 7:15 or so, 7:20. We'll get that one underway. We'll be back for in about 15, 20, 30 minutes with that ball game. JD?